So the Bardon Hill extension comprises construction of a new quarry capable of producing 4.5 million tonnes of aggregate per year. It's a 5-year construction project covering over 250 acres and involving up to 300 workforce at any point in time. It entails creating the initial quarry void and creating a new primary crusher and 4 kilometres of overland conveyor to transport the crushed material to existing plant at Bardon Hill.
The challenge that's unique to this project is really that you have the construction world and the mining world combining together on the one site, and therefore distinguishing those roles and responsibilities with the focus on safety is paramount.
At the outset, it was important to establish a clear strategy for how we would manage the interaction between quarry regulations and CDM regulations. And so across the site, we clearly identified quarrying areas and construction areas and identified how those would interface with each other. In order to manage the practical application of that on site, we've appointed a construction management contractor who's Kellum International, and they're also appointed as principal contractor and principal designer under CDM.
As part of our planning process, we develop a network of light vehicle routes to ensure adequate segregation between the large quarry and construction plant and the smaller, lighter vehicles.
All construction areas are clearly fenced with clearly defined access egress points, and in some of the more sensitive locations we also have sentries with gates to control movement of vehicles and personnel through the site. Every day starts with a morning briefing with the construction workforce where tasks for the day are discussed, any other hazards that are discussed. Toolbox talks are delivered based upon specific activities or risks associated with works coming up or that are being encountered that day. That's then followed up by a morning briefing with the construction management team between each supervisor and their individual workforce.
So we actively encourage the employees to deliver to us incidents that they may have concern on, things that are near miss, things that they just may feel slightly uncomfortable from, and that way we're focused on the really immediate issues rather than waiting until there is an incident or an accident and therefore the injury.
In order to safely manage the construction activities within quarry areas, we have put in place a transfer of responsibilities process such that the quarry operations can hand over responsibility for that specific area for a defined period of time to the construction management contractor. And then at the completion of those works, that area is then safely handed back to operations. Our process doesn't stop there. Kellum International undertake daily inspections, routine health and safety inspections, and then as a management team, we also undertake interactive safety tours, engaging with the workforce so that they can openly discuss safety concerns with senior management.
So I think engaging the workforce and engaging management team is second to none on this project. They're all involved, they all know they can approach anybody at any time, whether it's a manager approaching a driver or a driver approaching a supervisor. Everybody's approachable, the doors are always open on the project for safety.
We've recently surpassed 1,000 working days since our last LTI, with over 800,000 man-hours worked on the project so far. So it's a safety record that we're extremely proud of and continually striving to improve towards completion.